Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Joey Biagas and I'm an audio engineer for a few years now. And today I'm going to show you how to create a photo CD with background music. Now, there's a couple different ways to go about this, but what I'm going to do is pretty much make a video with a photo montage in it with some music underneath it. So let's go ahead and hop into the computer so I can show you how to do that. Alright, so the program that I'm going to be using is called Premiere Pro, as you can see at the top left-hand corner over here. And this is part of the Adobe Master Suite, so in case you have the Master Suite, then you may have Premiere Pro. But I also want to note you can use other editing software as well, maybe iMovie because it's already installed into your computer on your Mac, or anything else that you can get your hands on. Alright, let's get back to it. So once you have your program open, let's go ahead and locate our assets, which are the photos that we want to use, as well as the music. So I'm going to import some photos of my dog here. Her name's Jada, just in case you're wondering. But anyway, let's choose these three. The first three, I'm going to highlight, click and drag, and import them into the program, like so. Okay, so my photo's in there now. Let's go ahead and grab my music, which is going to be this MP3 file here. Converter file. I'm going to click and drag, do the same thing to import it into Premiere Pro. Perfect. Okay, so the top half here represents our video tracks. Okay, so what I'm going to do is select all of my images here, my photos, and highlight them like so. Okay. Because if I click and drag all of them together onto the video timeline here, it places them in order like so. So I can zoom in by pressing the plus on the keyboard here to see what I'm doing to get a closer view. And I can click and drag and highlight these clips or these photos. They're just photos. And I can hit play. And we can see in the viewfinder here that for a few seconds the photo will be there and it will change. Of course, I can change the size of these photos. Like for example, if I select this photo and I go up to Effects Controls here and go down to Motion, I can scale it down to fit inside of my video. So however big you want the photo to be, change accordingly. Let's do 50%. Perfect. Then what we can do is select motion here, copy it by pressing Apple C on my computer, going down to the rest of the photos, click and drag and highlight the rest of the photos, and then simply hit paste, which is Apple V, and it's going to change the image sizes for all of my photos that I have selected here on my timeline. Okay, but we need one last thing, which is the music. So let's go ahead and add the music. We need to go back to my project here that has my assets, go down to the MP3 file, and I'm going to click and drag into the bottom section here. Okay, because these are my audio tracks. All right, so let's do that. Click and drag. Perfect. And of course, you can edit this to your liking. If we hover over the end of each one of these clips, whether it's a photo or audio, doesn't matter. We can trim it down and always click and drag to where we want, like so. Okay, and if I want to get rid of this excess fat here, I can always go to the end and wait for that icon, that like bow and arrow icon, click and drag all the way to the end of the photos here so it matches. Okay, and then all I have to do is export. I can go up to File, go down to Export, and go down to Media. Then from there I can choose my presets accordingly, but the great thing about Premiere Pro and Adobe is I can choose H.264, which is perfect for internet in case you want to upload to the internet, and it gives me really great presets, and then I can hit export down here at the bottom. Alright, that's pretty much it, guys. There's not much else to it in making a photo CD with some background music. Now, if you do have any other questions, please let us know, and thank you for watching.